I have a sore voice, so this will probably be a short review. And you are.
Fine, thank you.
And this is Sibling Rivalry.
My fellow master builders.
Hello.
Lord Business plans to end the world as we know it. There is yet one hope. The special has arisen.
I know what you're thinking. He is the least qualified person to lead us. And you are right.
And it is an ordinary Lego thrust into a not-so-ordinary world in the Lego Movie. On the surface, this looks like the most cliched Hollywood film you've ever seen, just done with Legos. But under it, there's a lot of great jokes, there's a lot of good characters, there's a lot of wonderful imagination, great visuals, and a twist ending that actually makes a lot of those cliches work out very cleverly. Like I said, my voice is sore in this one, so it might be a touch short, and I'll just be honest, everyone's praising it, and yeah, it's just really good. The characters are all really funny. They're all sort of mock-ups of the traditional Hollywood formula. The ordinary guy who's thrown into this incredible situation. The tough chick by his side who has a boyfriend. Batman, you know, he's in everything. The wise old guy who has the prophecy and, you know, believes
Morgan Freeman, because he's in everything.
Yes. Also in Batman.
Yeah, actually. Hey, that's right. It's synergy.
Yeah. And, like I said, even if it doesn't come together at this ending, which we'll talk about in Spoiler Corner, but even if it didn't sort of come together with this ending, the jokes and the deliveries are still really funny, and the imagination is so great on it. You wouldn't think that just with Legos, I mean, I like Legos fine, but you wouldn't think they could throw this much creativity to it, and they do, and it's quick, and it's wonderful pacing, and majority of the jokes hit bullseyes. It's just really good.
It was alright.
Yeah, what you really think?
A little overrated.
Yeah, what you really think?
I can't say that with a straight face.
Yeah.
No. It was awesome! Everything was awesome!
I will say this,
That's
I'm
all I
already
can
sick
say.
of that song.
That damn song won't get out of your head. My voice is kind of sore, too. You better not have given me something.
We're gonna be talking like this.
Because I saw him yesterday. I don't even know what to say. Like, there's hardly really anything to pick on with this film.
No, you know, it's not even that there's not much to pick on.
Just
it's
was
that,
so yeah, but it's like, what do you? It was just fun.
Yeah,
it was really, really fun. I laughed pretty much from the start. Like, I just had this big like grin on my face. But I mean, I was somebody who played with Legos as a kid. So even though the movie is CGI, it's incredible how they make it look like a stop-motion film. I thought it was a stop-motion film until I started to catch on that it was computer-generated. Yeah, because there's some things that you just could not do with Legos. And
Legos can't be that hard to computer-generate and make look real, one would think.
But I mean, the thing is, there's texture to the Legos. Like, it's not like when you play the Lego video game, it's got that sort of plastic sheen, but there's like no texture to it. This one, you can almost see the fingerprints as if somebody had touched these things and worn down some of the helmets.
And the way they move, I mean, we've done the stop motion with Legos. I think most people have at some point. Anyone with a camera has tried it, and they kind of move.
You should try it.
And they kind of move like that. So there's times where they move really fluently and really beautifully, and other times they'll move really choppy, but it's intentional.
Well, they did a really neat trick, which was they made it look like a stop-motion film, by giving the Legos, like, real texture. So it really looks like somebody just built all this stuff. And the second thing they did was they dropped the frame rate. So it feels like a stop-motion film. It doesn't feel like fluid CGI animation. And so when you're watching it, it just looks like you're watching a Lego stop-motion film. It's skipping frames like a stop-motion movie would, like you would see on YouTube or something. And it's just a blast. I can't even...
I'm trying to
Who would have thunk? I was so
movie.
sure this movie was gonna suck when I heard about it. Once I saw the trailer, I was getting psyched. I was trying not to, like, get it built up, and then everybody's like, hey, I gotta see like a movie, and Rotten Tomatoes it's like 95%, and I'm like, okay, don't buy into the hype, go in with an open mind, just don't buy into the hype, and yeah, it was amazing.
Really, I mean, in all honesty, it's hard to talk about what's good about it without talking about the ending. And like I said, we will go into that in the video below this.
Well, I will say the comedy is I don't want to say childish, but it's got like a childlike humor to it that's just infectious. It's just fun. It's like having a bunch of friends together making a home movie in a good way.
Yeah, you feel like anything can happen and everything does kind of happen.
It's almost it reminds me of the show, like Home Movies or Dr. Katz. It feels like some of it was almost improv, even though I'm sure most of it was just written to begin with.
The dialogue sounds very improvised, but it's very quick improv. And even the stuff they put together, you'd almost swear they just sort of made up on the spot, but of course they can't. They had to animate it, and a lot of the stuff is very complicated to put together. And for something like, again, just Lego the movie, it's a beautiful looking movie.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scene where they go
so
underwater,
full of color.
and the water's literally waves, anime waves, and they all have the bumps that are on the Legos with the little Lego logo on every single one of them. And
I think that was the moment where I finally was like, okay, no, this absolutely has to be CGI, because you could not make those waves. But the way they did it, I'm like, man, if you had 5 years of your life to dedicate to this one scene, you probably could, because they did it with individually rendered Legos.
Yeah, so
Which I'm sure the programmer was having a field day with that, like, son of a bitch.
It's impressive from an animation standpoint, surprisingly. And then I think it's
insanely impressive from an animation standpoint.
And it's impressive from a comedic standpoint, because, I mean, I can't think of... and like I said, the story actually does work too, but we can't say why without ruining it. But even if you're watching it, like, not getting into the story, the comedy is so funny in just how energized and positive and fast.
Well,
and
yeah.
It just
and even
even
without the twist,
it still would have been fun.
It still would have been fun. The twist gives it sort of a sense of meaning to it that elevates it a bit. But I mean, even if I'm thinking, like, what if you remove the twist? This is just a straight up story. I'm like, I still would have enjoyed it. It probably wouldn't have been as deep, and I don't think it's extremely deep to begin with, but I would have been like, wow, that was really seriously a blast from beginning to end.
I think it's kind of deep.
I mean,
especially, and what's great about it is
guess when you think about it.
With this twist, suddenly all the cliches are not only okay, but in a strange way, where they realize they're not, they're almost satirizing.
It actually explains the whole universe.
Yeah, and it's really, really smart. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm trying
to think what else. It's just
I'm trying to think what the...
I mean, I got a sore voice anyway, so you knew we were going to talk for too long.
Somebody, I trolled my audience on my Facebook and said it was, like... What did I say? I was like, it's a little overrated. The shitstorm.
Yeah.
That was fun, by the way. I was like, I had like so many crazy comments, like, man, our fan base is fickle. They seriously were just like, get the fuck out. My favorite was like, somebody's like, why don't you just put on your beret and eat caviar, you elitist bastard.
But it does kind of look like a beret a little bit. There you go, nice.
I believe the movie was a little overrated. Now I look like that guy from the Truman Show.
I was going to say, Truman, where are you going?
Where are you going?
So,
but and some people, the weird thing is though, like, and I felt bad because I did out a bunch of people who actually did think the movie was overrated because they were like, thank you.
It's like, oops, enjoy the terror coming your way.
But it did get me thinking, I'm like, is there anything to pick on? Because people like it's a perfect movie, and I don't believe in a perfect movie. There's no such thing.
But it is, for what it is hard to find. I mean, there is one thing I have at the end. Again, I'll talk about in spoiler corner.
I will say this, the animation is so good, and I mean, I'm grasping at straws to find things to sort of nitpick on this movie, so this is all just, like, grasping. But as much as I liked the animation, what they did by making it stop motion, dropping the frame rate makes it really confusing sometimes in the action sequences.
When they're putting the pieces together.
It's almost seizure-inducing. Well, even some of the action sequences, because they have these lasers, and they're all little Lego red antenna-based lasers. And when you get a giant action sequence, I mean, it's awesome, but at the same time, like, it was kind of burning my retinas. I was like, had to keep, like, kind of rubbing my eyes, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like when a laser shoots something,
really busy and complicated.
Yeah, like when a laser shoots something and it's supposed to disappear, it doesn't, like, dissolve or explode. It's just gone sometimes. So it's like your eye can suddenly go where to go, and it's hard to get used to.
Well, and Legos are so colorful. And when you have certain scenes where you've got like 100 Lego characters in a giant fight with like spaceships or flying things and motorcycles and lasers, and then you drop the frame rate on top of that. There were times where it was like, ugh, like I was getting dizzy. Like I was like, it was just visual overload. But at the same time, like some of the scenes were so good. I remember there was like one point it was that monorail fight or whatever, and I just like grabbed you and I was like, too much awesome. Like, it was.
I'd say maybe the only. I mean, I didn't mind. I really liked it, but the only thing I can think of that maybe some people wouldn't like is if you're kind of sick of that humor of just sort of stating the obvious or being obviously dumb or sort of it's very much our generation humor or mixing certain words together. Even the song "Everything Is Awesome."
It's a millennial Gen X kind of movie.
That's very important to know going in. If you're not a fan of that kind of humor, it's all that with some heart thrown in at the end.
But there was
like
it was awesome to the degree that like it was overwhelming. I was just like, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Like I was exhausted when it was done. I was like, this was amazing. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, like you could have scaled back, and I still probably would have been okay. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's
like
one of those
information overload.
I think if you watch it several times, you can probably notice a lot of stuff going on in the backgrounds or something. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff I didn't catch, so you do have to see it again. Again, that's what makes it so great and probably profitable. Really liked it, really enjoyed it. Go see it.
Yeah, I can't. Let's just recap here. How do you think this is going to be one of the best films of the year? For entertainment value, for what you're going to be seeing this year?
Yeah.
So let's get this straight. In February, we've already seen one of the best quote-unquote summer blockbuster style movies. And it was about building blocks. Hollywood. What's going on? What's going on? You're getting beaten by movies about building blocks.
Bricks are more entertaining.
Bricks are more entertaining than anything Michael Bay has put out in the past 10 years.
And they transform better, too. So, yeah, just good movie. Go check it out.
Dude, you'll have a blast.
So
I'll have to see it again.
I might see it again, too. This might be one of the few films I see again, actually. So
damn you, Legos.
So, I'm Lego Batman.
What?
You can be Wonder Woman. Lego Wonder Woman.
No, I want to be that little, like, unicorn thing that was
the
like...
Unikitty.
Yeah, totally go batshit crazy.
That thing was awesome.
Because
everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome!
You're gonna be sick of that song.
Yeah, you will.